Alright, Beep, let's do this on a morally basis. Deary me, for real. I can't even count how many dozens of messages I received about this picture published yesterday by Mr. Kevin Levrone. By God, yesterday night, you guys submerged me dozens and dozens of messages about it. So let's geek out about it real quick. Before that, let me open up a brand new one. Oh, that was absolutely amazing. Anyway, so it's diet. We're gonna talk about it. Again, there is no time frame about this picture. It is obviously a back lat spread. Big, huge, absolutely impressive. We don't know when it was taken, but we can guess it's quite recent, right? He's big, right? Definitely bigger than the previous pictures, only comparable to that famous front, always front, most muscular pose with joined hand, right? That was absolutely also a sight to be seen, reminiscent of his old self. So this is the talk of the hour, and it's quite courageous because the other guys are not publishing nothing pretty much. We see no pictures from Vid Heath, Dexter Jack, Sean Roden, even Big Ramy, and so on and so forth, right? Roddy Winkler. Okay, so that is the talk of the hour. This is a master pose in a sense. The back poses, back lat spread, back double bicep, are winners of poses. Quite intricate. Even top guys sometimes do not get it right. This is what separates the boys from the men. Very good bodybuilders fail to succeed at the end of it all because of the back, right? So let's geek out about this. As I mentioned previously, there are Kevin Levrones with an S, literally in plural, because there's so many versions of this guy, you can't even count them. This dude was doing battle from 92 till 2003. Pick up your Kevin Levrone, right? I have some favorites that I spoke about him relentlessly, right? The 95, 96 era for me are complete packages. He was not the biggest, he was not the smallest too. He was just in the right spot, the sweet spot as I call it, right? Not overdone, not busy, not a care of a package, but just properly. So let's geek out about this pose because it is a milestone of a pose. This is actually when he was bigger, actually a little bit bigger. This was probably he was doing battle versus Nasser El Somebody, may he rest in peace, and Flex Wheeler. And admittedly, in this pose, he just smoked them both, right? Both of these guys. This is Flex Wheeler, right? The Sultan of Symmetry. People were saying this guy should have been Mr. Olympia 93. He was that close to Dorian Yates. I don't agree. He could not beat Dorian Yates in 93 because of the back, right? He got bigger. His arms were a little bit suspect. Some say he was putting some stuff in them, but nonetheless, he was small from the back. Nasser Somebody, his back was never his strength in a sense. This is why he never won versus Dorian Yates. Hell, he was able to hold him even when he was not good in 97. It's always debatable that he should have won this and that, but admittedly his back was never his strength. Here Kevin Levrone smokes them both. The back is just bigger, solid, and even the details are just there. You see the eyes at the top. This is a good back. If he will be able to replicate this, right? Let's proceed. Here, a later version. I don't know if it's if it is 2002 or 2003. I think it is 2002 versus Ronnie Coleman. It's no debate. Ronnie and Dorian, you cannot beat them from the back. Let's agree on that. Nobody beats Ronnie and Dorian Yates from the back. That's a given, right? Talking about Dorian, this is Dorian center stage, right? On the side we have Sean Ray, very decent, the small guy. He's not to be saluted for his demeanor in a sense or his talkative behavior, but nonetheless, salute is due when salute is absolutely deserved. From the back, he's good. He's not large, but he was bringing those diced hemis, always conditioned glutes, and so on and so forth. Center stage, shit, Dorian Yates. Dorian, right? And this is yet another version of Kevin Levrone, which I salute. This in today's era, it's a good of a package, good enough to crack the top 6 in my reckoning, right? This is the package I like of Kevin Levrone. He still had hair, so on and so forth. Just proper, right? Proceed, shall we? Another angle. You can see Porter Cottrell. Porter Cottrell, if I do recall, he was actually the training partner of Kevin Levrone. And if you go back in time, I guarantee you, in some poses, he was like a small Kevin Levrone, absolutely to be saluted. I think he was a fireman as well. My fellow Canadian Paul Dillette, Jurassic Paul. He was the first big fauna in a sense. He was big before Nasser Al Somebody. He was huge before Dorian Yates, for God's sake. I mean, when they became big, he told them, "Welcome abroad. I was waiting for you." And his problem, talking about the back, what's his back? He had scoliosis, baby, please. So everything was big. I mean, he was doing those crucifix poses with his arms, smoking everybody. The legs were perfect, and he was not able to do squats because of the back, right? He was only doing those leg presses, and the legs were marvelous. But his back was not loyal. Thus, he was being beaten by smaller guys like Sean Ray. He was placing like 4, I think the highest placed in Mr. Olympia, right? So the back, bro, makes you or break you. Believe that. Okay, now this was a meme made by you guys, by fans, actually quite available on social media and on internet. How do you do that? It's like, okay, I mean, the back of Kevin here is just perfect. It's this back I like. I mean, the package is just good enough. Even the condition of the glutes are okay. But then again, next to Dorian, you need to comprehend. Next to Dorian and Ronnie, don't tell me about the back. I mean, do not even try. I mean, these two guys are like phenomenons. Dorian and Ronnie. Always top 2. I mean, shit. I mean, it's these guys, right? From the front this time around. This was when, actually, I remember this page right here. 2002 or 2003, I don't recall, right? I think it's 2002, because he was good enough. He placed second, by the way, in this version. Nonetheless, again, for sure, actually, it's for sure 2002. Versus Ronnie, from the front, from the back, front lat spread. I mean, do not even try to geek out about that. These are two phenomenons, right? And now, what you guys are basically thinking about and dreaming about, we're all dreaming about. We're dreaming of Kevin Levrone cracking the top 6, so he will get to be compared to a dude similarly, you know, pretty much the same size with some features that resemble each other, right? We always talk about the front that like twins. When they do that, most muscular pose with joined hand, right? From the back, though, is a different story. Now, of course, the HD or the quality of the image is not the same whatsoever. There's no way to compare this, but you need to comprehend. The current Mr. Olympia is a mofo from the back as well. He's not the largest. We're not talking Dorian and Ronnie, right? Largeness, but he's just 3D. He has like peaks coming at you, like a freaking belly in the lower back, and he has that not V effect. It's literally a U effect, right? And needless to say, the lower section, shit, it's just the best in the world right now. That's why he is retaining his title successfully. He was able to repel the other guys and hold them in the back. Glutes and hammies just on point always, right? Now, what was this? This was in 2001, right? The famous year where actually Mr. Jay Cutler placed second, and a lot of people were debating he should have won. Ronnie was not at his best in 2001, 2002, and this is Kevin Levrone. Now, in this pose, interesting enough, if I compare just the back, not the lower section, right? Because I think that the lower section of Jay is just marvelous, just good. The back itself of Kevin Levrone versus, this is live, damn it. There we go. If we separate the back of Kevin Levrone in this version versus Jay Cutler, who was still not mature, I still give it to Kevin Levrone just from the back, right? But again, it's a complete pose, so we cannot dismiss the lower section. The lower section of Jay is definitely ahead. We can appreciate Mr. Sean Ray. Obviously, you know, I don't know what he was thinking about. Nothing. Well, let's proceed. Okay, talking about Sean Ray, you can see him here, Mr. actually Chris Cormier. and Kevin Levrone doing a back double biceps. Tom Prince. This was, I think, in 2001 as well. Was it? Let me confirm. Yeah, definitely 2001. Okay, so Tom Prince had a crazy year in 2001. I think he won the Night of Champion, or he was there, up there, good place in 2001. Best version of his life, but in Mr. Olympia he did not die in well. You know, he lost his kidneys, baby please. Anyway, he's to be saluted. In this pose, admittedly, I have the two side guys ahead of Kevin Levrone for the details. So, you know, Sean Ray and Chris Cormier. Admittedly, in this back pose, I think it's quite evident. Not the very best one of Kevin Levrone, right? Proceed, shall we? Sonny Schmidt in the center, may he rest in peace. Back lat spread of Sean Ray and Kevin Levrone. Quite frankly, I think it was 94 or 95, but quite frankly, hard to basically separate the two. They're very, very close. Be my guest. I mean, Sean Ray is a talkative guy, but he was very strong, even though he was like 220. Right now, this is the current Mr. Olympia. Again, he brings a 3D effect. He plays with the lights. He plays with the angles. Does it in a very specific way. He leans forward, and this is like a hump back. It is really a hump. He had literally created a belly commentary in a very specific way. Genetically, he is gifted, so he replicated whatever he had in the front from the back. Just belly is coming at you. And with time, we have that whole literally Grand Canyon detail at the back. And again, it's a small U effect, just roundness. We don't see a V taper. It is just round, right? On the other hand, Mr. Rolly Bubander Winkler, quite frankly, not gifted from the back compared to Mr. Olympia. Shit, I mean, shallow, right? Narrow. No U effect in a sense, and they're attached a little bit higher. Thus, you know, the lower side is not meaty. It is not meaty. This is why he never was able to crack the top three so far. Some other guys, right? Branch Warden, we don't see him anymore. I salute Branch. You know, Branch brings the granity look for sure, but quite frankly, probably his worst pose, admittedly. For obvious reasons, I'll let you, even if you're a freaking newbie in this game, if you take a look at this, you need to comprehend that he is dragging way back. I mean, it doesn't look good. Doesn't look good whatsoever. And the upper part, his lower part, probably the sickest at any stage. I mean, the lower section of Branch is just marvelous, granity, hard, large. I think it's the best one here, quite frankly. My friend Evan Santopani, his back lat spread is very respectable. Evan, do not ding him for that. It's not his weakest point. I mean, he has some, you know, some issues probably from the chest, a little bit narrow, but from the back he is solid. The German giant, Mr. Dennis Wolf, mysteriously, I mean, these lats. What is this? These lats actually, that of Dennis Wolf, they attach high, right? Nonetheless, that back lat spread is just solid, it's just large. The V is very respectable and very wide. It gives the illusion that that back is meaty down there, I mean in the lower section. Although, you know, the lat attach higher, but he was able to do it. I mean, those are, he just get it right. So these are the levels of the, so sensitive of a pose. You either get it or you don't, right? Proceed, then shall we? What do we have now? Okay. Backs from different eras. We get Franco Colombo, the Yates, Ronnie Coleman. This guy is who? This is Michael Francois and Jay Cutler. The other dude, I don't know who he is. Quite frankly, I'm guessing probably Dennis James. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, but you see the difference. It is an intricate of a pose. As I mentioned before, Ronnie and Dorian are in the league of their own. Mike Francois, solid back too, even though it does not do the U effect, but this guy had some powerlifting background, right? Crazy back development, quite thick. And that of actually Jay Cutler became better with time. I mean, the version of 2009 is just more just thick. Even in 2006, he was good. You know, he progressed with time. So those are some solid back developments. The two kings, don't talk about them when it comes to the back. They're just in a league of their own. Again, Mr. Olympia, we geeked about it. Appreciate the humpback effect he has coming at you. Just 3D, he was able to achieve that. This is why he was killing Kai Green. Kai Green unfortunately had no chance from the back versus this guy. Hell, he even killed Big Ramy. Now, Big Ramy is the largest back nowadays until today. This year we're going to see. I'm not going to talk about Big Ramy, as you guys mentioned. I'm refraining talking about Big Ramy. I'll talk about him after Mr. Olympia because I know what's up. Now, Big Ramy in this shot right here, larger, more immense. I don't know how many tens and tens and tens of pounds he had on Phil Heath, but it stops right there. Larger, that's it. Let me drink something. I need that. All right. So if you wonder what I'm drinking, it's caffeine, diet pretty much, right? Pre-cardio in the morning, right? Okay. I mean, needless to say, Phil Heath is smoking Big Ramy here, senseless. The back is smaller, yet we see eyes in here, the eyes of the cobra, as I talk, right? I mean, the rhomboid connects with the delts and the traps and the lat, create that freaking cobra effect coming at you, right? The lower back that I mentioned, ridges, a freaking big canyon there, which Big Ramy lacks until this year. We'll see how it goes, right? And the lower section, be my guest. I mean, shit. I mean, be my guest. Even the calves are bigger, as we mentioned. The details in these hemis, baby, please. And the connection, the famous connection that these guys talk about and very sensitive at their level. The connection between the hemis and the glutes. So, two different realms. I mean, it's not about the mass. He just gets smokes senseless. Proceed, shall we? Another line up, right? This time around, we have a smaller guy leading. Right, leading sensitively. That is a second guy who was close, but let's see who was in first. So you got Dexter Jack, the famous vampire, leading in this pose. The smaller guy, not the widest, but just not overdone. Everything is good. Everything is good. Just perfect. Just perfect. I mean, textbook. There's nothing I can talk about. Just perfect, right? Sean Roden, bit awkward. Admittedly, next to Dexter Jack, he fails to showcase some details, especially in the upstairs. Talking about these eyes, the cobra effect, he lacks it. It is there, but at least 60%, right, compared to that of Dexter Jack. Mr. Kai Green, as you guys know, when he spread him, he loses completely those traps. The traps, which are the biggest muscle of the upper body, if I'm not mistaken. And it looks like a freaking flat. It's like a freaking table. That's it, right? So he loses that. It looks somehow awkward. Really, like a freaking table. The German Giant is good. He's very good. He's a close second. Very close next to Dexter Jack. He spread them well. He has some cues reminiscent of that of Dorian. And the grainy look of his muscle is just appealing. This pose is a winner pose for him. But he comes second next to Dexter Jack right here. As a point of reference, this will be comparison between Mr. Olympia and Kai Green. Night and day. Kai Green does not win versus Phil Heath. It's just not even funny. I mean, look at the trap difference. The trap difference, like two different, a boy and a man. And again, the eye effect, even the details downstairs. Unfortunately, Kai Green drags behind Mr. Olympia, admittedly here. A comparison between King Big Ronnie and the current Mr. Olympia, two different things. Right? Of course, Ronnie will lead, as I mentioned. You cannot beat Big Ronnie and Dorian in this pose, but the current Mr. Olympia is not bad, right? Not bad. Talking about Mr. Olympia, the one in the 212 categories, baby, please let me drink something. Oh, that caffeine rush, bro. Anyway, this is Mr. Flex Lewis, right? Lower section is world class. Lower section, forget about it. Those glutes are just, jail proof. I mean, he's jail ready. Forget about it. But the back, admittedly, the back is kind of shallow, right? We're not talking about Phil Heath. I mean, as a comparison, let's go back. 3D effect is not there. No bellies and so on and so forth. So, in my opinion, his back, until the day, it's just his weakness, all right? He progressed with time, but still not there. As a comparison, this is another guy that we will see actually in that same year. This is Ahmed Ashkanani. This was an old picture because new pictures are are kind of rare. This guy has a solid back. He's like 5'2", but he's solid from the back. You can see him here next to Sadiq, right? Sadiq is also moving to the classic physique, but this guy has a solid back. You can see him here when he won next to Arnold. Actually, his back is loyal. He's very gifted. If he poses in the top 6 next to Flex Lewis, guarantee you, it will be a sight to be seen. Again, so when I go back, personally, it is my personal choice. You can geek out and give me your opinion. I go back to 95, 96 when it comes to Kevin Levrone. This is a good back that would bring him in top 6, so he'll be in the mix. We will see him being compared to Dexter Jack, Phil Heath, Big Grammy is in the mix, you know, Sean Roden, maybe Roddy Winkler, or, you know, Victor Martinez. Do not dismiss Victor. You know, I'm getting pictures on a daily about him. That guy is not to be dismissed. Why I like this package? Because the wheels are important. We're geeking out about the most muscular pose and the back lat spread, but don't forget there are tons of poses, you know, abs and thighs, so we need thighs, right? We did not see them yet. So this is what's up. This is the year I like when he spread them. It was respectable. It was good. You know, he was a second next to an unbeatable. Look at Dorian, for God's sake. I mean, how can you beat Dorian in this pace? Look at the freaking eye of the Cobra. I mean, this is King Cobra, for God's sake. Masterful, right? So this is what's up. For him to be able, you know, to stand. I mean, shit. I mean, look at Mr. Olympia right now, right? It's just 3D. This is good. We will not forget about the lower section, right? So to be compared, if we take a look at just the bottom part, right? I mean, the upper part, as we mentioned, is just a humpback, right? That's good. But the lower part, look at the condition we arrived in 2016. I mean, in this current era, it's higher than back in the day, higher than even Dorian Yates and Kevin at that time. So we need to bring that also a notch higher, right? Top 3 guys do have this conditioning nowadays. It is a given. So that's what's up. Kevin has several versions. He got bigger here, right? I think it's just too big for me. It's not the sweet spot. I don't prefer that. I'd rather go back to this era when he had his hair, and that's what's up. So we'll see how it goes. Another back shot here. No idea when it was taken. So Kevin are Kevins, right? This was when he was bigger. I don't think he would come like this year. He will rather prefer a sweeter spot like this one here, right? So we'll see what's up. Kevin is rather Kevins, right? We're all eager to see him. He placed 5th here back in the day, and then he got bigger here. So it's all a wild guess right now. We can geek out about it. D-Day is approaching very fast. It's pretty much 7 days from now, exactly a week, right? We'll see what's up. We're eager to see the best version of this gentleman. What will this back look like? What will he look like when he turns to the front? Will he resemble this or this version? So Kevin is a mystery. Kevin is literally Kevin's, right? A lot of poses remain to be seen. We don't know if he will, you know, leak some other pictures, like, you know, some legs, some front double bicep. Side chest. Side chest is a winner pose for Kevin Levrone. I think it's one of his best. Side chest is just marvelous. He knows how to pump that chest, and that, you know, the arm looks just crazy, saturated, very saturated pose. That's what's up. So this is the geeking out about this leaked picture of Kevin Levrone. And again, as a reminder, we don't know when it was taken. I mean, he did not say it was taken today or last week or 2 months ago and so on and so forth. We can only guess that it is pretty much recent because the conditioning is quite advanced, and that is what's up. Salute you wherever you is on a nightly, actually morningly basis, baby. Please tell me what time it is. Don't forget to like the video.